Hi guys, my name's Sin, or SinfulUwU. Some of you guys might have seen my TikToks, or maybe seen me stream on Twitch. I'm a very small content creator. I like to make funny little skits and comedic stuff, but I decided I play a lot of VR chat. And most of the time I stick to private instances because I like to hang out with people around my own age, and sometimes just public instances can be a little bit too hectic. And so I decided that I liked this game, that I wanted to do content off of it, thus how I ended up making funny videos. But the whole point of today's video is there's a new game coming out called Somnium Space, which is another social platform like VR, but it's for adults only. So I wanted to make a comparison video between VR chat and Somnium Space. So I'm gonna go around interviewing people in public worlds and verified group instances only. So thank you so much for tuning into this video, and this has been a long intro, but I hope you enjoy what I find. So the first people you are actually going to meet are some people that I met in the Black Cat. They were just mirror dwelling at the time. They were super sweet and they were awesome, and I was so glad that I had that chance to meet them.
The friends is one thing, but like I think it's just fun to watch people be ridiculous. This game's very unpredictable and almost always funny. Like, I mean, that's part of the socializing, but I've run
Yeah.
into some hilarious people and also some very cool people. I've met really awesome people on here.
Oh, awesome.
I think for me, it's more about, it's like, I don't know, it feels better to socialize with my friends when I can physically see them and stuff, even if it is just VR chat. I don't know, it feels nicer than just like a
It's
VC.
different than just being in a Discord call, yeah.
Yeah, because in Discord, like VC, right, things can get interpreted wrong versus VR chat. It is easier, I feel like, to express what you're trying to say more. This is always
usually it's just us flipping each other off. You know?
Yeah, that's what I could do, which is the best. I won't ask you guys too many questions, but for my final question, this is always one that I always see debated on Twitter through comments. Do you guys think that VR chat specifically only be 18 plus, or do you think them having it open to all ages is okay? I know recently with their updates, they are trying to like separate the two and such to make it so
I think that
adults are in adult places and kids are in kids places. Like, how do you guys feel about that?
I think there should be a greater divide, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't like if they separated, like I don't know how the hell they would do that, to be honest. I can't think of I mean, besides the age of verification, but like if they created a better divide or then there was a better moderation, I think it would be better that way. There's a lot of bullshit that goes on in this game, so
Right.
I'm all for like separating as much as possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally agree.
I don't really know how I fully feel on it, because as much as, kids being on here annoys me sometimes, and, also about their safety being around weird adults, like at the same time, I was on here before I was 18, and like if we were all separated, I wouldn't have met a ton of the people I'm still friends with today.
Okay.
So, I don't know, it's weird.
It probably keeps them out of trouble too. You know what I mean? You could be doing a lot worse than sitting here with a VR headset on your face. So, as a kid,
That's true. Awesome. I don't have. Okay, I always have to ask this one because I think it's funny. But this is also another huge debate. You guys probably been access just in casuals. Do you guys think the Phantom Sense stuff is real, or have you had ever like a personal experience with it?
I experienced Phantom Sense exactly one time, and it was because I'm like pretty sure it was only because I was extremely high.
Respectable.
Other than that, I haven't. I know people who claim to have Phantom Sense. I feel like it's exaggerated, but I feel like it's probably a thing.
So
I think it's
like,
real.
It's not.
I think people just exaggerate it very heavily.
Okay. Yeah.
They
it's
do.
A bit more...
They do. Yeah.
When I first started playing, when I first started playing it, especially when I was on Quest, I kind of felt like I had it a little bit on the top of my head, but that was it, and then it quickly went away, kind of like the motion sickness went away. So You know what I mean? I can see where people could get it from, but when people are like, "Oh, I can feel you touching my back," bullshit. But
You
like,
don't
if
think
you're
that's
looking at the mirror and I can see like you touching my head, then I think that could, like, your brain is like making that up. You know what I mean? But like, if you don't even see it, there's no fucking way. That's my opinion. You know what I
that's
mean?
fair. Is there okay? And that's it. That's all my questions. Is there any final things you guys want to say? Your thoughts, opinions on VR chat at all?
No, just thank you for being cool. A lot of people that try to do the videos are super just trolls all the time, and it's cool seeing somebody be normal and chill is nice. It's funny to troll, but I'm just saying it's like every single time somebody comes up and they're like, "I have questions." I'm like, "Oh, great, here we go." You know what I mean? So you've been cool. I appreciate that.
No, you're totally welcome.
Mine is my gaming TikTok is Arivata Plays. That's ARIVATAPLAYS, and I post some stuff from my streams and sometimes VR chat stuff as well.
Is it only on TikTok, or do you also do YouTube and Twitch?
My YouTube is also Arivata Plays, but I don't. And then my Twitch is just Arivata, but I don't really post on YouTube and stuff as much anymore. But yeah.
Okay, awesome. Do you have a social at all or anything?
Nope.
No? Alright, well, thank you guys so much again for being a part of this beautiful interview. I will let you guys get back to your fun activities. The second interview that you will see was with a group of people. I just met them also in the Black Hat. They were upstairs being super goofy. I loved it. I loved their energy. I hope they're having a great time continuously on VR chat. So, how long have each of you guys been playing VR chat?
Half a year.
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, I
Wow.
would say like 2 years. 2 years now.
Since
half a year.
Christmas.
Maybe no, actually maybe a year.
Okay. What drew you guys to VR chat in itself?
Trolling.
Wait, repeat it.
Trolling.
Oh, okay. So the trolling videos brought you guys on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Proximity actions is the one that brought me here.
I got drunk and I bought a headset. I started playing games that I heard it from a buddy.
That's totally fair, honestly. Okay. So obviously through social media, VR chat I feel like has been portrayed completely different than it is in the game. Is there anything you guys would tell new people who join of like the do's and don'ts, or any like
Anyone under 18 do not play this game.
Don't play
Okay.
this game if
Anyone
you're
under 18 do not play this
underage.
game. Be careful.
Unless you want to
furries.
get sexually harassed by 13-year-olds and be harassed by pedophiles.
you guys think that VR chat should only be 18 plus game?
Yes.
Well,
No.
it depends.
I mean, just because
That's
of the
like
stuff you see
Roblox.
on YouTube, though, you know?
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
like
When you
Roblox.
see pedophiles left and right
I
on
think there
YouTube.
should be age restrictions and separation.
Okay, yeah. So VR chat
Well, that's
does
why
they
that's
do
why they
have a
have educated,
separation, but do you think it should be they should try to implement it more? Because it only feels like it's
Yeah,
kind of
they should.
recently that they've been doing the separation to me.
Yeah, they should.
But like you said, there
Yeah,
is
it's like a GTA lobby.
yeah, that's fair. That's really fair. Bye, McFly.
Wait, where are you going, McFly?
Oh shoot, sorry. I was looking at you guys when you were talking. I forgot we were doing it. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So each of you guys are fairly somewhat newer to VR chat, though, except the exception
Yeah.
to. Okay, that's awesome. I think that was honestly. Oh, do you guys believe in Phantom Sense, or what is your guys' opinion on that?
Hell no.
It's fake.
Phantom
No.
Sense comes from
I
amputated
do
limbs.
not believe in Phantom Sense.
Okay,
It's a myth.
I have been kind of asking
not a
everyone
myth.
at the end of my little interview of
Technically,
that, and
It
so
comes
far
from
people have
amputated
been
limbs.
agreeing most of the time. But that was it. That's all I wanted to ask you guys. If you guys have any like socials you want to
Alright.
Thank you.
plug, the third interview, I ran into them at the furry hideout. It's super popular. Like a bunch of furries go there. I believe I met them in a public instance. They were super chill. I am sorry for some of the lighting effects that happened during the interview. I thought I had everyone's avatars turned off, but I felt like the interview was going well, so I didn't want to stop it and fix it and then come back. There are some cuts in the interview because we got interrupted a little bit, and that's totally fine. People were just curious what we were doing. But they were so sweet, and actually, because of that interview, I made a new friend, and they are still super cool to this day. What brought you onto VR chat?
Well, honestly, my fiance, he bought a headset and he met a bunch of cool people on here. And then he said, you said you want to meet more friends, so why don't I get you a headset? I got a headset. And then, yeah, just exploring, met a bunch of new people, and I haven't regretted it.
Oh, awesome. And then how long have you been, you said you've already have experience with VR chat. How long have you been playing?
Hours or years? Let's
You can
see.
do years. That's totally fine.
Almost 3 years. Just coming up on 3 years.
What keeps drawing you back to VR chat? Is there any specific reason? I know.
Socializing.
Okay, so the socializing is the big aspect of it.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's really you click on a world, you don't know what kind of people that you're gonna get into. It could be crazy, or you just might meet your best friend, perhaps. Seriously, it's a wild card.
Yeah, that's fair. And I do know that social media portrays VR chat as something completely different, and I know VR chat doesn't have. It's not perfect. It has its flaws. There's a lot of bad apples that have been shown recently. But do you think that should? What's my question? Do you think you would be okay still bringing people into the game as long as you give them like a little warning, or do you think that people should just not play at all?
I don't really think even a warning is necessary. It's really not the heinous place I've heard some people say it is. I mean, you got obviously the 18 plus servers, which cater to the more adult, whatever, but most of it is pretty actually wholesome, and it's just chilling and playing games and stuff. So, yeah, I really don't think there needs to be a warning, honestly.
And this is where we disagree. I think it needs to be guided.
You think it needs to be a lot more
Heavily.
guided?
I will go ahead and tell you that I have been playing for more than 18,000 hours in that time. I have come across a lot of things, and I've also brought a lot of friends into here. I have bought people headsets, and usually how it goes is if I let them go on their own, they run into problems joining certain lobbies. So I try to tell them to go to certain places like Midnight Rooftop, not the Black Cats, for example. Just certain areas seem to be a little more clicky. Even here might be clicky.
Right.
Or it might be more chill.
Okay. Do you guys
It's really depending per world.
Right, which is totally fair because public black cats can be super crazy. I've recently found
No moderation, yeah.
No moderation. I actually ran into a white supremacist group in the Black Cat, and
Oh my.
I've been trying to get it taken down, but obviously, unfortunately, VR chat is not doing anything about it. But I'm gonna do that at the end and explain more about that. But speaking of having a guide, do you guys think that VR chat in itself should only be 18 plus, or do you think that them keeping it open the way it is because I know currently with the updates they are enforced more of adults will hang out in adults area, and they're trying to have a lot more separation into that. But I haven't really seen much of it besides what the 18 plus verified thing. So at the current state, do you guys think that VR chat should only be 18 plus, or do you think that it's okay allowing everyone in?
Current state, I would definitely say 18 plus.
Yeah. My view, especially after hearing what you've said and knowing you have so much more experience, I'm willing to trust you a lot more, and my view has actually been changed. Like, yeah, hearing what's been going on, and even with the white supremacy group, absolutely. that it should be moderated more. And yeah, I would agree. Current state 18 plus, then absolutely.
Do you guys also, this is always a heated topic, but I always like to ask because it's always interesting, but there's always the debate if phantom sense is real or not. Do you guys think that's real, or do you think that has some value to it, or just it's kind of gotten a little bit, maybe a little bit more traumatized than it could be? What you guys' thoughts on that?
I believe it can, but I don't believe that like 99.9% of people that say they do have it do. The reason why is because phantom pain does exist. I get phantom pain because I've had stuff removed down here. Sometimes it hurts. That bitch doesn't exist. So if that's possible, that's my brain tricking itself to feel that pain, then that's not too far off for you to maybe be a little EP or a little immersed to maybe feel somebody brush against you or something.
Okay.
But I don't get the whole phantom everything thing. That doesn't make any sense. I should have it by now with how much I've played, but that's just my opinion.
See, I haven't been on long enough, I think, to experience that.
Okay, that's fair.
But I would also say, depending on a person's mental state, like how immersed someone gets into something, like I know a few people who get absolutely immersed in something and probably absolutely would get phantom sense, but I know me, who's not as much of an avid gamer, probably not unless I get the there's like sensors tracking you can get that
The haptics.
gives you sensation on your
The fourth interview I did was also pretty chill. They were a nice person, and I enjoyed talking to them.
Ask away.
Okay. So, how long have you been playing VR chat for?
I want to say I started in, I'm going to guess either April or May of 2020.
Okay. So, you've been playing for a while. What keeps bringing you back to VR chat? I know there's the socializing aspect, and a lot of people do come back for the socializing aspect, and that's totally also cool. But there are some people who come back to make new friends and stuff, which falls in the same category. What brings you back to VR chat? What makes you want to come back on?
Well, aside from the socialization aspect, honestly, it's just kind of a great escape from everyday life.
Okay, that's fair. That's its own little space, you could say. Okay, that's a fair answer, honestly. So, do you think VR chat as a whole would be better if it was 18 plus only?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do think that would be better.
Okay.
I think VR chat would VR chat I think would benefit as a whole if it was just 18 plus only. Or at the very least, don't make the age verification part of a feature of VR chat plus. Like, make it open to everybody. I know that they've talked about it in the past, and I don't know what happened to it. But initially they were going to say it was going to be open to everybody, and at some point they decided to make it a feature of VR Chat Plus, which is like, why would you pay $10 to then just have the ability to verify your age through a third-party program? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
That's
to me.
Fair. But with the game, how it's currently been portrayed, do you think that it should shy away from welcoming new people into VR chat?
I would say those like troll videos, those expose videos, I feel like don't fully represent what VR chat is really about.
Okay. You think that's VR chat too focused on the bad things instead of possibly the good things?
It's too focused on the negatives, and the other problem is I just don't like these troll account videos. I don't like the fact that they go around bothering random people. Yeah, some people out there are weird. It's okay to be weird. I'm sorry to say. It's okay to be weird as long as you're not hurting anybody. You know?
Yeah, that's, everyone has their own thing.
It's absolutely okay to be weird. I don't understand where this mindset of we gotta punish the weird people came from, but like we don't need that.
Yeah. As someone who's been playing for a while, if new people join the game, would you think there should be kind of like a little helpful guide of your don'ts, I guess you could say?
Yeah, kind of like a little world that kind of explains the general do's and don'ts, what's socially acceptable, what's not socially acceptable, you know,
Okay.
and try to
May-
explain it in decent detail because some people just, don't know. I feel like a lot
Right.
of people would discontinue their bothersome behavior if they just knew it wasn't acceptable.
Okay. So you think the trolling stuff might be getting a little bit too out of hand because of videos and stuff? Is kind of the vibe I'm getting.
Yes, I would say so.
Okay.
I think I
Okay.
remember there was
Fair.
one where this guy literally followed this woman around until she like broke down crying.
Oh.
No, not okay. Not okay. Yeah.
Well, for my final question for you, just because it's always kind of a fun one, do you think Phantom Sense is real, or do you think it's greatly dramatized for what it is?
I would say my personal opinion is it varies from person to person. I
Okay.
can feel it, but not everybody can. It's this very weird like psychological thing. Like I can't really explain why it exists. I don't know how it exists, but for me it does. For other people it might not. That's just kind of the way it is.
The fifth person I did an interview with, they have like rabbit ears, they're a bunny, they're blue moonbite. I actually have done a couple of videos with them. They're super fun to collab. They're a friend of mine. And so I asked them to be in the video because they have a lot of hours in VR chat. But also I just wanted them in it because they are a little bit older than me. Sorry, I'm calling you old. But they're also fun. They help me with videos. They're hilarious. And I always enjoy being around them. And they're just a good friend of mine. So again, I thank them for being in this video. And if you do watch this video, hi, thank you so much.
So it looks like, judging on my profile, because I just checked it, I got the 8-year badge. So 8
Oh,
years from now, probably
okay.
since like, gosh, what would that be? 2018, probably. I remember Ugandan Knuckles when I
Okay.
actually got on as a deskie. That was one of the first things that I encountered was a wild Ugandan Knuckles. No meme. I never watched it. Had no clue. He talked in the accent. He did take me to Uganda, and I was very fucking confused the entire time. But I remember seeing that, and started out as a deskie. Then I went and hung out around FBT Haven before it got weird. Met a couple full body dancers, hung out with them, a couple clubs, and honestly got the headset full body now. So it's been kind of just like a whoosh.
When you first started playing compared to now, what's changed? Is there anything that you reminisce and miss, or are you glad that certain things are the way that they are?
Well, when I played, I mostly played a lot with friends. So there was a lot of private and group events I did. When I was on a deskie before I got my Quest 2 and started taking it a little bit more seriously, I would just kind of go into random lobbies. I even have a couple streams and a couple videos of it where I did it. And I didn't take it too seriously, so it kind of happens a little in phases. I kind of miss the random encounters. Kind of just, you go into a world and you could see some funny, not necessarily like horrible stuff and, stuff with slurs, but just random fun things. I miss kind of there being a more, I guess, open community, because it seems like there's a lot of groups and there's a lot of closed groups, and a lot of people kind of reclused a little. There's a lot of open groups now. I think with the plus 18 instances now, and even the option of groups, because before it was public instances. The groups thing is kind of recent. It was a lot easier to find people. Now it seems a lot harder because everyone's in their groups. You don't really get to meet or people organically as much. A lot of worlds like Great Pug aren't as popular. A lot of places that seem cool aren't as popular. And even some worlds I used to frequent in, like FBT Haven, I really kind of miss, in a way, how that used to be. It really sucks now. I mean, I don't know if there's been drama with it, but it doesn't quite seem like it's the same. And that's where, for me, this became a whimsical, cool thing to see, because before I got full body, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Now it's
So-
face tracking.
No, it's face tracking. So you definitely think that the having the verified plus 18, even though it does have its benefits, has definitely made it feel more inclusive, like you were saying. When you first
Well,
started
yeah,
joining,
yeah.
going into public worlds, you would find memes, it would be funny, but now it kind of feels too chaotic. Maybe people are not as great as they are, and that everyone now is just too busy hiding away in their private
Yeah,
instances.
it got a little less genuine and a little more like, I don't know, kind of. It seems like people on here don't really have an interest in making a deep connection with anybody. It's just trying to get your reaction to go put on TikTok or be the next fucking what's his face that's around baiting people. Forget his name, but he's the dude who basically pioneered going up and baiting people to have phantom pain or whatever.
Mm.
And that's what
Do
people are
you
more interested in instead of. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, do you believe in phantom sense and stuff? Do you think that's a real thing, or do you think it's dramatized?
No way. I think what it is, so for me, like, I will say, since wearing the headset, people up in my face, like, it's not that I have the phantom sense, but it's something that can kind of like, I can kind of feel a bit of a, not necessarily anxiety, but people up close to me can kind of make me a little uncomfortable, or it could feel more intimate, but that's probably just because in person I feel that same way. So it's
Okay.
probably just whatever I am in person translates a little in VR. But feeling stuff, unless you're wearing a haptic like vest, there's no way. Like you could have someone smack you. It's harmless. I don't know why these people are saying that they've got phantom pain or phantom sense. At that point, it almost feels like it's either forced or they really have been on VR chat so long that they've developed it because like there is some immersive. You do have that screen in your face. It feels like real life, but I don't know. I never got it. I played for 8 years and I've never got it, but the most I've gotten is people in my face. But that's just because I think it's in person.
Do you think with how compared to VR chat used to be versus it is now, do you think it should be an only 18 plus server?
I feel like when it comes to that, there's so many different factors at play. You've got like literally kids getting on here and going to other kid worlds and being adults with kids. I randomly popped into one Five Nights at Freddy world. It was like the new one with the atrium, you know, the one that's the night shift. And it took like 2 seconds. I just was just curious. And it was full of kids and they were all dropping F bombs and acting like absolute not kids. And it was so jarring to see. And there was no adult in sight. It was just kids. And they were being crazy. So you've got the kids acting like adults, not being parented, and that I think is terrible to be on an environment that can get as crazy and as lewd as VR chat. Kids have absolutely no business interacting with adults, period. So the 18 plus, I think, is a good thing. And at the same time, these parents need to be on their kids. How do you not know a kid is doing shit? When I'm doing VR, I want to be alone in my house. I ain't got my parents. I ain't got no one around here. But if I was a kid, you know, like it would be really hard to be sitting here screaming slurs for the parent not to hear. What is the parent doing? But also, there are legit pedophiles and groomers on here, so there's so many problems. So they're better, honestly, just sticking with 18 plus. I don't know why they would want questies on it because VR chat used to not have a questie. Like you used to not be able to play if you had a quest, but because the quest got introduced, the floodgates of children, because it's a cheap, affordable headset, no PC required, and you can get on VR. It was a mistake, but it was also very profitable, and probably made them a lot of money. So that's the only reason I can think they'd want that.
Was
It's a huge
there
market.
any like changes in VR chat that you would like to see?
I'd like
due to
for
the
it to be
recent
more
video?
open-ended.
Oh, okay, really?
Oh, shoot. Wait, hold on. Hold on. What you were about to say. There's a video recently?
There was a video that they talked about some of the updates about moderation and how they want to add certain tags to the world. But
Oh,
what
yeah.
is your thoughts on like things that need to be changed?
Well, I used to use Melon Loader, and it was nice to be able to have the option of a lot of things you can add on to VR chat to kind of customize it a bit and maybe make it better. But if we're talking about how the game itself to be like better in general. Tags for sure. What they already do is nice. I got verified. I can go to 18 plus verification. No children in sight. That's actually been nice. And I've been meeting more people a bit more organically now because that's where they're all at. The public Wild West style VR chat in the past is not really a thing anymore. Last week I was in one with a couple of friends, and I was in a black hat, and I only had 2 people say slurs at me. That's crazy. That's not how it used to be.
No. Okay.
Just 2
Well-
people. And also, one thing I did want to add that was crazy, first being a furry too, that used to be relentless. Now it's not so much. No one really gives a shit if you're a furry. It's kind of crazy. People are nice. It's kind of swung one way, but back another way. And I feel like what really makes VR chat worth the damn or anything is the people. That's what
Would
I think's driving this game.
Would you recommend VR chat to your friends?
Well, the way I've tried to convince a friend of mine to play, who's been really wanting to do hangouts with me, and it's hard to with my schedule and work and having a kid, is that this game is a social game. You get on here and you're meant to talk to people, meet people, and you can take it as seriously or unserious as you want, which is great. I recommend it for people who are looking to probably maybe polish their social skills a little bit, or just to get on here, especially with a headset. If you're desky, I can totally understand. It is like night and frickin' day. Unfortunately, the best way to do this, to socialize, you need a headset, even a half body. Full body is great too. You know, you got dancing, clubs, and you got like meetups, games.
Well,
But you kind of have to go into it with that social aspect in mind. So I would, if you're looking to socialize. If you're looking to play
okay.
games, go play Gmod. If you want to play Prison Escape, the one here sucks.
Well, do you have any? I feel like the end of our interview. Do you have any socials you want to shout out, or would you like to stay anonymous?
So I'm pretty unique. Look, I am pushing on TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, and all that stuff. Just Blue Moonbite, not Metal Mario Paint, which is my Steam, but Blue Moonbite is me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all I have for you. Do you have anything else you would like to say?
I feel like the only thing that'll make this game go down the tube or be irrelevant is when it's shut down. There's an amazingly strong community with VR chat that I've seen that's seems like it's only continuing to grow. And there's not many games where that's possible right there, which is cool. And I kind of hope that it does get better and they start taking a lot of this stuff more seriously, because it's been a dang shame to see just the amount of blatant pedophilia that runs rampant.
It's very tragic. And for the last interview that you see here, it's kind of a quicker one, but she was super sweet, and it was kind of cool to see someone talk more about this avatar creation side of things, because that is a huge part of VR in itself. And she was super sweet. I was glad I met her, and I hope you're having a good day.
Like 3 years.
Okay. When you first started, things have completely changed.
I mean, when I first started, it was fun. It was amazing talking to people, hang out and stuff. And then later, it's just, I don't know, it feels different.
What do you notice that makes it feel so different?
It feels very inclusive, actually. Like, everyone has, like, their own little, groups. I do have friends I hang out with, but we don't really hang out in publics like we used to anymore. We just, kick it with, like, Friend Plus or groups that we have already all together as a, friend group.
Okay. And then what keeps making you want to come back?
I would say just my friends, and I also dibble dabble in like Blender and Unity, so I make avatars and stuff sometimes.
Oh, okay.
That helps too. But I do mostly do it with my friends, so like they encourage me to like get on more.
What got you into the avatar creation? You just wanted your own, or you just saw someone else?
A little bit of
like,
that, and again, my friends, some of them do avatar making and stuff. Like some of them do clothing, texturing, or like just making avatars in general, and also worlds. Like it inspired me to like get on more.
Oh, okay.
and
That's
learn
really
it
cool,
from
actually.
them. Yeah, it's really fun.
Do you think that VR chat itself should only be 18 plus, or do you think that it should remain open like how it currently is?
That's a hard question because I'm not gonna lie, I have seen people actually lie about like being like, we know you have like the verification, right? 18 plus verification. Some people can actually like still get through without being 18, which is sketchy, which is scary, I feel like VR chat should definitely be 18 plus, like separate, or at least like, I don't know, 17 or higher. But honestly, I think it should be 18 plus for sure. Like, I don't
Okay.
feel like it's for a kid. Like, it's too many exposing areas. That's why
Hopefully.
I don't go to like Publix that much anymore. Is because of that, because I don't trust it. It's not safe.
What some people describe, they used to be full of memes, and now they're just kind of just slurs and
Yeah,
hatefulness, I
I
guess.
just feel like, I mean, it has their moments where it's good, but I just don't like it because I'd rather be around people my age than people younger than me, of course, because it feels weird, So that's why we don't hang out in public. So we have like our own groups, our own socials. That's very like confined. So it's only like people that we genuinely know instead of just random people.
That's completely fair. It does feel like with the age verification stuff, it does have a divide, but in a way that can have a positive effect on everything.
Yeah. I feel like it's like a 50-50. It's the internet. You can't trust anyone,
No, exactly.
Yeah.
With VR chat itself, and maybe there's some things that you might know more because you dabble in the avatar creation and things like that. Do you think there's anything that needs to be fixed, or you would like to see maybe improved on?
I feel like, what my honest opinion is, get rid of own, dang it. I don't like seeing that in my menu, okay? I have so many uploaded avatars. I just hate that I have to go like over that one little button. That's honestly
thing?
everything else. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
just that
fair.
little thing that bugs me. Yeah.
Okay.
And I do miss my mods. I miss it back in, 2022, your mods. Totally wholesome, get to drag your friends around. Cool menus and stuff like that. That's free. One charge instead of a monthly charge every month.
Yeah, that's fair. So, my final question I have for you is, I've been asking everyone this, but what do you think of the Phantom Sense and Phantom Pain?
I don't know. Ooh, I don't know, honestly. Like, in my defense, I genuinely don't know because I don't understand the pain part, but I understand like the phantom sense, like you can feel it. But some people say they can feel it when they're like not sober, like drunk or high, or if like someone constantly just keeps doing it, they start feeling it. It all depends on a person, Not everyone's the same. Oh, I was gonna say it's all about mental game. It's all your mental,
Maybe being on too long causes something.
Yeah.
But that's completely fair. But that's all I have for you. Do you have any like socials you want to shout out, or would you like to remain
Oh
anonymous?
yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Hi, I make avatars. Hi, don't worry about the clipping and shit. But hi, I make avatars. I'm Spacey. All right, you can check me on Instagram, Spacey VR, or Spacey on Payhib, Gumroad, and now Jinxie. Let's go. We got Quest Opti NPC. Yes.
After the end of everything, I wanted to talk about my thoughts and my opinions on VR. I went around interviewing a bunch of people, asking them 20 questions. It's only fair that I give you guys answers of my own questions. And I have been playing VR chat for a really long time. I think about 5 years, but I've only been super active on it for the last 3, maybe even the last 2. And at first, when I started playing, I was inspired to play this game through other YouTubers like Drumsy and Lolathon. And I've loved this game ever since. But to me, VR chat is a a dual-sided sword, where I like meeting new people. I like socializing. I like having funny moments. I live stream every now and then, so you might have seen them. I like chatting with people in public, and I like the social aspect of this game. I think VR chat is doing something that there's not a lot of right now, and especially when the time where a lot of people want to be home more and not go outside as much, that this kind of bridges that gap. But that's also a bad thing. I think that sometimes there are people who are on here too much and are on here way too much for their own mental health. But I also understand that VR chat has a big problem with grooming and things like that that are finally being exposed. Some people do not like these videos, but I think they are important to be seen because people like the moderators of VR chat and the owners, they need to see what's happening in their game. And I do understand that they're finally cracking down on it. And I hope they continue doing so because I want this game to be something great again like it used to. And it's hard to justify bringing my friends I know IRL who want to try this game into the game because I don't want them to encounter things like that or see things like that. I want them to have a good time. And I also don't think it's also a good thing that I go up to my friends and be like, oh yeah, that social VR game, yeah, the one that I play and it's full of pedophiles, that doesn't vote well on their public image for VR chat itself. So again, I'm glad they have the VR chat 18 plus, but at the same time, I think it's also caused such a huge divide into the community. But I understand how it's necessary. I just hope VR continues taking actions against really harsh things in the darker side of VR chat because I want this game to be open. I want this game to be fun. I want it to be full of memes and memories, and I've already had enough of that. But if it could just go back to that more heavily, that would be awesome. Instead, right now we have people who are chronically online, and it just sucks because I do think there is a beauty to this game, but with that beauty comes something just as ugly. So if you're new to VR chat, I just recommend that you be careful. Don't just jump around. Be careful what instances you go to and who you talk to because you never know. Stranger danger just doesn't mean people in real life, it means the people online. So if you're new, welcome to VR chat. Have a good time. Make friends, make memories, and enjoy it what you can because this world is so beautiful and the community has so many great people who create such beautiful worlds, beautiful avatars, and again, they create such great moments that it is worth sharing with people. But again, just please be careful, and I hope you all be safe. And if you're new to VR chat, welcome. If you're a long time player, thanks for sticking around. It's fun. Maybe I'll run into you one day. Thank you all for who took the time out of their day to watch this video. If you are interested, I am actually going to be doing a video on another VR platform called Somnian Space. So if you're excited for that, stay tuned. The world is crazy. Have fun. Be safe. Goodbye.